Potsquatch Growers. Don't worry, we will go into the lab shortly and hang out there. And I don't have the actual monitor phone yet, but it is in there, and I'm pretty sure it's charged. And if not, we've got the computer. But for now, to start the show, I figured, well, let's at least share with everyone about how our day went. We had a viewing at the house. A wonderful lady came by with her partner, and they liked it. They liked it. We don't have an offer on it yet, but hey, me and Mrs. Potsquatch were like, our house has personality. It will either work in our favor or against us. And so far, the jury has said on the first viewing, nice, sexy, we love it, it's nice. And we're like, oh, good. Because we thought you were hated, and we'd be like, oh, shit, we so fuck me. It's like, motherfucker, do you know how long it takes to put in a penny floor? We do. I didn't do it, by the way. That was all Mrs. Potsquatch, everybody. But anyway, first, let's go back to the beginning here and quickly say hi to everybody. And then we're going to talk to Mrs. Potsquatch about the viewings today as well. What's happening? Greens and 373 Steel. What's happening? Good to see you. You found a Hermie on your tent with 7 other girls on the second day of 12/12. Not a big deal then. You should be all right. Just, is it a huge Hermie? How Hermie are we talking? What's happening, James? Good to see you. What's up, LST, UK, Big Butt? Good to see you, my friend. Ganjanana, your mama, wonderful to see you. Good lady. My God, what time is it there? What's happening? Good. I think we've caught up. Oh, there's 60 spots. Hello to you. What's up, Soul Price? What's up, Julio from Denver? What's up, Jamie Porter? What's happening, Mikey Miller? Happy guy. Good to see you, Mike the Safer Ride Squatch. Aaron Burnin' Sherms. That's a fun name to say. Good to see you. What's happening to the coffee growers? Good to see you. Nathan Burrow, hey, oh to you, my friend. All right, we are caught up now, I do believe. And Jose Canella, good to see you as well, my friend. So anyway, everybody, I'm going to flip this camera around. As you can see, we're sitting here in the house here. It's been a day. How was the day for you, Mrs. Potsquatch?
It was good. I'm tired, though.
Yeah, makes sense. What were your thoughts on the house we viewed today?
Oh man, it was so cool, but like way too tiny. They didn't even build closets. Not in one room.
It's very modern.
Not one goddamn closet.
Like this rich Chinese contracting company here, and they built this crazy weird house out of like this wood brick stuff. And I'll be honest with you, wood brick is dope. It's super cool.
Super dope.
This shit came out of Russia. All the doors and windows were German. It was well made. But literally fuck all space. I felt like I was being choked walking through the halls of this building. And I was like, I can tell that 5'2" people that weigh 110 pounds made this house. It was not conducive for a Potsquatch to feel comfortable.
Yeah. I mean, look, maybe some people are like, oh yeah, we can fit a whole family of 5 in here. We'll just...
They could. Sorry, that's not meant to be mean, everybody. I have a lot of... My stepmother's Chinese. I know how the families work, and I know the culture. They're tinier people than we are, typically. It was insane. But anyway, it was beautiful, everybody. It was beautiful, but...
Not for us.
Not for us. Almost all of the land was unusable.
So if you are really into bungee jumping off of your own deck, then that place is for you. However... But it says there's a property. Please indicate that it's usable land, not just like, oh, you're just gonna die.
Well, it was pretty funny. It was kind of funny because we're sitting on the back deck of this property, right? And there's like a 25-foot drop to the initial place where you would hit rocks. And then you keep falling because it kept going.
Yeah, if you ever saw
right?
Hot Rod and the guy falling down.
Yeah, like Hot Rod, right? When he goes, doop, doop. Yeah, exactly. And then I was like, man, I drinking out here could be interesting. And everyone just looks at me like, no, you shouldn't drink out here. And I'm like, well, that's out, because that's like the first thing I wanted to do. But anyway, that place was out. Nowhere to really build a lab either. Most of the land was unusable, sadly. So on to the next one. On to the next one. All right. So anyway, everybody, we're going to pop outside for a dark. Do you have anything else to say to people at home?
I hope everyone is having a beautiful Sunday or Monday if you're on the other side of the world.
Yes, some people are.
Yes. And other than that, just keep on trucking. I'm just going to sit here and contemplate life and just chill.
The alcohol's over there, love.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
It's going to be girly movie time with the pups.
That's right. Second we go to the lab, she's going to put on a girly movie with the dogs. And that's why we know we're going to have a show that's at least an hour and a half. Watch her pick a 4 hour.
How the movie ends. I don't even know what movie I'm watching.
Well,
They get together.
She picks a 4 hour movie. It's like, we're going for a record, everybody. Because that's actually what would be required for us to actually beat that record. I think we've done a show for over 4 hours. Someone at home, I'm sure, knows how long we've done the longest show we've done before. But anyway, everybody, we're still looking for that perfect, wonderful place for the new laboratory. Had a good viewing today. They liked the decor. So there we go. It's like I found some perfect properties in other parts of Canada. Way cheaper, too. But then, you know, I have to, like, move, and I'm not doing that. Yo, what's happening, Red Claws? Good to see you, my friend. Doing well enough, my friend. We had a good viewing at our place. They loved it and thought it was very pretty and crap. So that's great. And at the end of the day, the place we viewed, like we were sharing earlier in the show, it was beautiful and very special, but it was not for us. So, not for Uncle Potsquatch on that one. Do you mean that super long show, Aaron? Is that what you're referencing? What's happening, Jeremiah Sanchez? Good to see you. Greens in 373 Steel says, that's how I get so much time to play in my shop. Oh, I feel you. What's happening, Steve Trevor? Good to see you, buddy. I got my beer inside, but I'll choose you with my empty hand for now. Ah, LTC movies. There you go. What's up, DJ Drew 24V? Just chilling, you know, getting the show started. We're going to go into the lab in a few minutes. Yeah, just kind of starting off the show. And sorry that's an hour late, but I did mention yesterday that we might actually do it at 4. And we just didn't get home till a little after 3, and I was like, oh, I'm just going to do it at 4. Get my brain well. The one at our place went great. We don't have an offer yet, but we could. You never know. They liked it, though. And the place that we saw today is just not for us. I mean, it was cool. I felt like I was living in a ski resort. It was like, oh, I just stepped into a Hallmark movie. But was not actually conducive to us doing anything there, really. So, yeah. What's happening, Shane Denny? Good to see you. What's up, Dan Snugs? Checking back into Ohio from British Columbia. Don't worry, we'll be in the lab soon. The background noise will go away very shortly, everybody. Just give me a few minutes. I wonder how hot it is here right now. I wouldn't say 5 Celsius is freezing, but I'm an idiot who grew up in minus 30, minus 40. So, to be fair, I enjoy the cold. I'm weird like that. That's why when we walked in the snow in our bare feet and that thing, I was like, I've been doing that since I was a kid. Like, for years when I'd go out for that morning dirt, I'd stand in the snow and bare feet. And so I was like, oh, well, this is a good party trick for the show. Let's do that one, you know. Oh, dude, you know, DJ Drew 24V, I'm a big believer that the universe has that perfect laboratory for all of us out there where we can build the facility too. You know, Uncle Potsquatch only has so much budget in terms of the purchase, so that's why I'm looking, you know what I'm saying? I've been looking everywhere now. Not everywhere. Either within an hour and a half to 2 hours, absolute maximum of Vancouver, or finding another subsect where there's a lot of regular film work for the wife. It's got to be one of the two, right? But so typically, we're looking for that kind of initial range there to build lab to, and then build the facility for all of yous. Nah, but see, DJ Drew 24V, my hold up on that is I'm already going to have to build stuff, right? But I want to get into a place that's moving ready where, all I have to do at worst case scenario is bring in my electrician and help me set some stuff up. And then we can start building the new lab. And now we'll do that for fun as we contemplate, 1, how are we going to build the facility? And 2, you know, who's the investor that's paying for that? Well, that's interesting, Alex Squatch. What's up, Jason A? Good to see you. In for the grill, good to see you. Cody Merjuanco. Good to see you, my friend. Everyone, just so you know, what's up on our friend Cody Marjuanco is Cody the Moncos, but you see, his old account got fucked, and they got so mad, and it's like, he doesn't even do anything on YouTube. It was weird. But anyway, he's back. That's our friend. Welcome back, Cody. How many amps of power do I want? The place I looked at today had a 200 amperage service, which I was like, man, if only I had some space to justify that amount of power. Well, that's it, Jeremiah Sanchez. That's kind of not the lab per se. The lab, I'm trying to buy a house, a crib that's big enough for where I could build sort of the lab for my personals there. But then I want enough land, you see, so we can actually build. I want to build a 4,000 square foot facility. That's what I've been sketching and designing, my friends. And by my calculations, I'm going to require at least 10 or 11 8 by 40 shipping containers. Then we're going to weld those cocksuckers together. And we're going to build out in that. Hell yeah. Due to the fact that we are trying to protect the channel, protect the company, protect my family, and find a place to live that is conducive to things, and the market's hot, we decided to sell, my friend. So Uncle Potsquatch had to kill everything. And see, this is where this is an important lesson, I think, for growers at home. Sometimes, for the right reasons, we need to do certain things in our growth. Sometimes that includes killing it. But luckily for us, we just had a few vegging plants. I've got friends with backups of all the mothers that I wanted to really keep. We did lose Frankenplant. I'm not going to lie to you. Frankenplant is gone. But there were 4 mystery beans that came out of one bud of Frankenplant. I call them the 4 sisters, or the 4 daughters of Frankenplant, the 4 lady riders. So, simply put, we have something that we can try to play with. Who knows where they came from? I wasn't quite sure. No herming happened, but somehow, magic beans. But 1 second here. I'm actually trying to... Oh, I forgot to get it. I need to get the charging cable for sitting in here so we can charge this phone, because I've actually been out all day, and I was shooting a bunch of stuff for the video on Monday we're releasing on the sort of the mission to what became an anticlimactic mission. But, yeah, you know, I'm not going to just go buy some place and be an idiot trying to build the lab. I'm trying to get us the right place so we can do all the things we need to do and make it proper, make her sexy. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Eknal Yarbs, good to see you, my friend. Keep it real. We'll talk to you soon. Okay, Aaron has found the longest live stream. It was 4 hours and 37 seconds. Jesus Christ. That's a lot of me talking. Now, the best question, how many beers did I drink during that live stream? That would be interesting to find out. Aaron, there's your next 4 hours. I'm just joking. 1 second here, everybody. We're going to do it this way. Where did I put the other phone? Sorry, everybody. Bear with me. Trying to find where the monitor phone is. Or I could just use the computer. Let's just use the computer. So I'm going to do it this way. Bear with me here, everybody. All right. There we go. Oh, looks like the phone's going to pop out. We'll do it like this. And then we're going to boot up the computer. So give me 2 seconds here, everybody, and I'll be able to read your messages again. That's right. It's a weird vantage point. I feel like I'm a kid at the adult table right here. Good times. 1 second here, everybody. We will be able to read your messages momentarily. Cat, I know. You have a toy. It's really nice. Super impressed. Gonna shut the door, though. Okay, bud? Okay. Have fun. Sorry, everyone. The cat's a little weird. He likes to have fun in his own special ways. All right, so first off, we're going to pull this up. I'm just firing up the live stream now so we can read the live chat from here. I'm trying to mute the computer. Doesn't seem to be working. Mute computer. And then I'm just gonna. There we go. Sorry, everybody. I am not like super fancy when it comes to my operation of computer Medoras, but we'll be with you in just a second. God, this is a slow computer. Almost there, everybody. Don't worry. Okay. There we go. And we're gonna have to. No, wait. We already muted everything, so it'll be all right. All right. So in theory now, the live chat should also fire up here in a second. Wow, this is the first time we haven't had a dislike yet. What's going on? It's freaking me out. All right. Yes, that is a cast iron wood stove behind me, Joe, quadruple 7B. It is weird for me too, Jeremiah Sanchez. What's up, Mr. Tyler Makin? I'm doing well, man. How you doing? Hell yeah, the coffee growers. Good times. Okay. I'm just going to play catch up and I'll just read from here. What's happening, Earth-friendly farming? Good to see you. 1 second here. I am playing catch up. And here we are. All right. So, what's happening, Gonja White? Mike, good to see you, my friend. So, In for the Grill says, what's up, my friend? Howdy, Gromies. Howdy to you too, my friend. What's up with your man? Tristan Long, good to see you, buddy. I'm just trying to get this angle of some sort working here. I don't know. Here you go. I gave you that dislike. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Unknown. Much love. There we go. See, now things are working. I normally get it in the first 30 seconds. It was freaking me out, man. I'll tell you. Yes, my friends. It is weird, though. And so, anyway, thank you for tuning in to the latest episode of Potsquatch as a Dude in a Garage. Let's talk a bit about some of the things that we are going to be going forward with at the new laboratory. So one of the things I'm really excited about is we're going to be doing a bunch of different experiments and playing with, a lot of compare and contrast. Like we've talked about in other shows, like I'm going to start a whole different email now. That'll be one specifically just used for shit you might want to see me fuck around with, or, Uncle Potsquatch. Do this experiment, maybe do this compare and contrast, maybe try this. We would love to see you fuck around with that, Obviously, we're not going to just blindly do everything. If we get silly requests, well, I might like them. We don't know. But we're going to be, doing that because I think that'll be a fun thing too, because I think it'll help, people really be able to see what they want to see, and I think that's a big thing. You know what I'm saying? Your consistency is astonishing, my friend Muay Thai. Good times, buddy. Anyway, long story short, there we go. So Tristan Long, sorry everybody. Tristan Long says, when should I stop with carbonated water? I'm on week 9 of flour. Well, basically, you could essentially use that carbonated water, especially if it doesn't have a huge sodium content in it, pretty much up until you're ready for, if you're one to do darkness period. I would use it right up to chop, really. Realistically speaking, for it to be the most advantageous, maybe the last day you'd do it would be like 2 days before. But yeah, I hope that helps. All right. Julio from Denver. Am I going to use grow tents sometime in the near future? Potentially. It's right now, it's hard to say exactly what our setup will initially look like. What I'm basically thinking is at the new lab, it might take us time if I find perfect place to build things. So we'll start with tents maybe, and that'll be kind of like step one. Like we could be like, oh, throwback from before, except it's a really, really big tent. And we could kind of do that initially. And then going forward, I'd rather have rooms fully set up and kind of do some pretty cool stuff and actually sort of take my time to really build some fun stuff, really, rather than just kind of making it work without changing sort of the infrastructure of the room that's around me. Maybe we'll tap in a bit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So yeah, we'll definitely play around with that. You know what I'm saying? Hey, thank you very much, Jason Houlihan. I really appreciate it, my friend. Those who have checked it out and picked it up really like it. You know what I'm saying? So that's always nice. Oh, well, that is one thing I do. So in terms of breeding, I breed in tents because it's the easiest way, and I can control all of that. So yeah, like in terms of breeding stuff or and definitely collecting pollen, you got to keep a clean, sterile tent though, and not make it dirty if you're going to do that. But yeah, no, totally, 100% agree on that one. So when it comes to breeding areas, like there will be controlled little incubator units, right? Like, for example, with the micro nursery licenses that we will have to get for the facility under Health Canada stuff. There are about 500 square feet of total flowering canopy space. So what we're going to do is we will grid that out so we can actually do small controlled things in the same space while still maximizing our license sort of canopy there, right? So it'll be a good time. I'm doing well, Eugene Dolan. Good to see you, my friend. Ba-ba-ba-ba. That sounds perfect, Jeremiah Sanchez. Dominator Buzz, cheers to you as well, my friend. Tommy 420. I have four plants, three auto and one photo. One of them have not or not popped yet. Oop, it's moving fast. I gotta scroll up. Not popped yet, and I think it's the photo. Been like 5 days. You think it's done, did? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. At the end of the day, so did you just plant the seed? You didn't germinate the seed itself before you planted it? That would be my first question before we go further on that one. Oh, that sounds fun. I've never heard of that one or tried it. But if it's nice and cushy, I would hope it would with a name like that. That sounds nice, the coffee growers. Uh, Dude, they're looking very good, Ganja White Mike 81. And I'm a big fan of bubblegum, right? So I like that. Oh, and everyone, what Mike is referencing right now when he says answer the stupid questions. For those of you who do not know, we do have a Facebook group. Everyone is welcome in the Facebook group as long as you're not a dick fuck and you can respect people because we're a place of all the world's peoples coming together in our love of weed today. And if you can get on board with that, then anyone's welcome. But there are some questions when you apply to join the Facebook group. Please, just take the time to answer them. If you don't answer them, then one of us has to go and try to message you and be like, please answer the questions. We're going to decline you now, but you're welcome if you answer the questions. So just answer the questions, all right? All right. Then everyone's welcome. For those of you noticing the link that's being shared by Gazzer76 right there, that's where American Potsquatches can check out our very own CBD line. Tincture exists now, and we've got gummies coming next. It's going to be great. Okay. Jason Houlihan says, clear trash bags for collecting pollen, throw it over the whole plant and leave the bottom open. Stick a stake in that, and it's a bit taller so that the plastic does not wrap around the bud. Cut then the tip upside down. Yeah, see, I do that, but I'll also like let it sort of be more of a cut the whole thing gently, and I'll just hang it in like a very controlled environment, and I'll put some catch trays underneath it to catch maybe some that would fall. And once it's dry, then I would totally throw it into that clear bag, and I'd beat the fucking shit out of it. All right. So Cody Mercholanico says, I plant my seeds directly into the soil, not deep at all, like 1.5 inch and upright, so the seedling don't have to turn upright. Yeah, see, I pre-germ all my beans. And then I'll plant my little sprout. I like there to be about a 1.5 centimeter rootlet on my little baby when I go to actually plant that. That's where I like to do it. But again, there is Uh, 1,001 roads to the same destination, right? All right. Sorry, everybody. I was just reading the removed messages of Muay Thai there. He's a consistent little prick, isn't he? It's quite funny, though. I mean, how sad and lonely your life must be. Now I just feel bad for you. Well, welcome Greens and 373 Steel to the Facebook group. Also, Greens and 373 Steel, feel free to share some of the cool shit you also make, too, by the way. Everyone, Greens and 373 Steel makes some good, cool shit. Uncle Potsquatch love knives. We all know that. He makes a lot of cool shit. I respect the fuck out of it. I guess we all gotta amuse ourselves somehow, right? That's at Mike the Safer Ride Squatch. The coffee growers popped the Dutch Treat Haze 2, or Dutch Treat Haze 2 days ago. Aha, there we go. Knife. Dude, I'm stoked to buy those, bro. I'm so down to buy those, bro. Because basically, I'm trying to move somewhere where I'm either in directly the woods or close enough to the woods where I can like kind of like just, like run around and train Potsquatch style and just it'll be great. Practice to protect the lab. Yo, brother, I made it. How's life? I'm doing well, country at heart, Finning. Today we had a good viewing of the house of our place. The place we viewed, man, I'm not buying that shit. Gorgeous, cool, weird, too tiny, don't want it. Like, I felt like the whole house was choking me when I was walking through it. I was like, wow. One of the guys who built it, he's like 5'1", 5'2", and I'm like, yeah, I can tell you and your family built this, didn't you? It was built for smaller people, not for pot squatches. But it's all right, you know what I'm saying? We'll figure it out. We'll find a new perfect place for that. Well, gotta have fun somehow, the coffee growers. Gotta do something in between working on the plants, right? But anyway, I haven't started the email yet, but I'll make one. It'll be something, and I'll figure out whatever it's gonna be. So starting now, I'll leave that email open. I'll check it every day. So I will then start writing down all the things that people want to see, or things that they think would be fun to see at the new laboratory. That's definitely going to be something that I'm excited to share with all of you, because going forward on the channel, like I said, I get bored easily anyway, so might as well play around with a bunch of shit. Even if I typically, in terms of my flavor of the week types of growing that I like to do, isn't my favorite thing. We will do it for you. If you want to see Uncle Potsquatch do that, then we'll make that happen. So we'll open that all up, and it'll be good. DJ Drew 24V says just transplanted a sour diesel into its new home. Got 3 others that aren't ready yet though. It's quite the ambitious little grower. Oh, sounds beautiful, DJ Drew 24V. I'm curious to see how she ends up finishing on. What's happening, Ty Buzz? Yo, yo, yo to Southern California, my friend. I mean, it's definitely frustrating, country at Heart Finley. Right now, not growing, kind of driving me insane a little bit. I'm very used to spending hours every single day with plants doing stuff. And it's weird right now. Like I'm pissed off about the show. It's just weird for me. Like, I feel like I'm just doing the garage right now. But it's all right. We'll get there, man. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be fine. Bigger and better things on the greater things. It's gonna be a good time. We're gonna see some cool shit. So I'm excited. There's stuff about Jason Houlihan. The one thing is the market is oddly super hot right now, which is atypical for the time of the year. Right now the market is stupid. Like I had someone wanting to view my place in 3 hours, and it wasn't even a public listing yet. So the market right now in this area of the world is quite silly right now. It's a seller's market for sure, and there's a lot of people looking to buy and get out of the city, right? So, no worries at all, Rick Laws, man. Don't worry, man. I grew up with a lot of indigenous family friends. I feel what you're speaking. I pick up what you're laying down, baby. It's all good. Um, and at the end of the day, we still should be fine there in terms of timelines, my friend. So I don't think it'll be an issue, my brother. Are the Squatch racks out of stock? I don't think they are. But I do have a business meeting with Brett. There may be certain strip options that are currently out of stock. I will double check on the actual supply parts because we do sell lights quite regularly. And sometimes, we will run out of parts. But when we run out of parts, we get more parts. We don't worry, it's going to be okay. When things run out of stock, basically, we are just bringing in the new parts for everyone. We are a little company, so we just kind of do it that way, and we build everything to order for people. So don't freak out though. And we've got a lot of exciting things that we're working on too. So we will be able to share a few more things fairly soon on some stuff. I think we actually are going to be doing an upcoming sale on a couple of things. I've got a meeting in the next day or two with our close friend Brett there about that. So. But if something's ever out of stock on it, it will come back in. If you ever have any questions that you need a quicker answer to, you can always check with me. I just have to go and check and call California and like, hey, how we doing? But you can always send an email to sales@soulstrip.com with generalized inquiries saying like, hey, I really wanted this strip option on my light and it's saying I can't get it. Like, what's happening, baby? And then we'll tell you. You know what I'm saying? It's just I don't know, like I don't have access to the exact part levels we have right now, right? Like it fluctuates up and down all the time because we're always doing that. So, but at the end of the day, if there's ever issues with orders or anything like that, you can always include me on that, and I get on the phone and straighten things out for you. But at the end of the day, don't freak out. I think it's more than likely probably just one of those strip options. So if you try the other strip option on the racks, you should be good. But I will double check on that because we could be waiting for a big order of drivers. It's hard to say. Jose Canelo, how many plants can you put under your dub racks? Well, basically, if you look at what I did sort of initially, and I grew those plants way too big for the first grow, but I did that on purpose. I wanted to like push the racks to the extent of what they could do. So we had 8 10-gallon plants that grew very tall. Most of them, especially the ones on the left. If you all remember those, we had to bend those ones over. You know what I'm saying? So I did 8, and I think you could still comfortably do 8, but do them in smaller pots and don't grow them taller than you. But for me, I just kind of wanted to push them to the 10th, and I'll see what happens. You know what I'm saying? One second here. I'm reading again. Jersey born, depends on the cat. Soul Price says, what's a good medium to grow autos in? I mean, I grow all marijuana in dirt. You all know how I feel about autos, though. Cody Marijuanico says, house site plant count doesn't matter. Can do one big one or 50 small ones. It's true. And it's true. But at the same time, like, for example, let's talk floor coverage. That was basically, well, here, like I can show you everyone here right now. This is where those plants actually were. Okay. So there to there. It's at least like a 4 foot by maybe 8 to 10 foot area that I had those on. And I was pushing their coverage, both in terms of the overall area a little bit, but especially in terms of how big I grew those stupid plants. One second here. I'm just reading. Hey, cheers back to you, JC Smith 71. Welcome, my friend. Irish Wanderer. Good to see you, buddy. Howdy ho to you, buddy. Nathan Burrow says, what's the best way to tell you have finished tradition and are definitely in week 1 of flower? Huh? Okay, so I think I understand. So Nathan Burrow, you start counting your flowering window from on a photo the second you flip to 12:12. You don't wait till you see shit and then start counting that, okay? That's not how it works. We start at flip, okay? So week one is 7 days in, okay? And that's just how she works. Anyone who tells you different is just wrong, okay? But when it comes to indoor growing in terms of a photo, we start counting our flowering window, okay? Right at flip. And that's how we're going to have accurate sort of mindsets of time, shall we say. So we don't even need to think. It's just how it works. Yeah, so Nathan Burrow, think about the transition in terms of outdoors, right? Like it's a longer window, right? So for outdoors, it's different because that transitional motif, okay, is slowly happening as the days get less. And then we're slowly working that plant into flower. So it does have a longer flowering window in terms of outdoor growing, right? But when it comes to indoors, right, like that flip happens to 12:12 right away. So we start counting right away when it comes to indoor cultivation on a photo period, my friend. So I hope that helps. Okay, so Jake Yokobalski says, how do you eliminate PM in a tent between grows? Well, basically, if you have reoccurring PM, one, you need to take a look at making sure that all your numbers are dialed in, your relative humidity, air movement, etc., etc., etc. However, once PM has set in a grow environment or in a tent and your equipment, those spores can fucking get everywhere. So extreme deep cleaning. Use a rule of three. Deep clean it once, great. Do it two more fucking times. Let it dry out and get back in there and super fucking clean it, okay? Um, you know, that's going to be the trick because those spores can get anywhere. If you have it set in quite heavily, once that happens, you got to break equipment down. You got to clean your environment and you got to keep that grow sexy and clean. That's just how it works. Yeah, I know. I agree, Jersey. I mean, I don't like PM either. Nobody does. Who likes powdery mildew? I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? So Ganja Nana, your mom, in terms of autos, there's still no different in one sense, okay, than a photo, right? Like the flowers mature when it's mature. It still has the same ways of maturation signs to show you. Greens and 373 Steel says I bought a lotto and auto flower. They sprouted October 1st, 2020. All right. So how are they looking now? Welcome back, my friend Red Claus. Welcome back. So were they supposed to be autos that just didn't flower? That means they didn't actually have, they may have ruderalis in their back lineage, but the genetic of actual auto flowering wasn't present in its active genome. So that happens. If people don't properly stabilize shit and take the time to do things properly, that's what happens. Huh. So yeah, so greens at 373 steel, then that would be a big indicator to me that they didn't even have the ruderalis autoflowering genetic in them. There may be ruderalis in there, but they haven't been bred properly to where that autoflowering genetic is a dominant genetic taking place in the plant. It does happen. So. Oh, there you go. I'm not personally a fan of autos, but that's just me personally. And you can all love autos, and I'll support them, and I'll even help you with them. It's just not personally my favorite way to play, shall we say? All right, gotcha out of your mouth. Jeremiah Sanchez, I have autos that I don't want to touch after growing photos. Yeah, I mean, the photo world is a wonderful world, my friend. I mean, that's my happy place. But, hey, what are you gonna do? We all are allowed to have our own opinions on things, right? So, and things that we like. Uh, Autos are more of a novelty, I think. I mean, I would agree in basic premise. I feel that way. I will say that auto flowering cannabis has its places in certain things. So, for example, if you've got a super short window, right? So not a lot of sun, a lot of rain, so you got to kind of get what you can outdoors done right quick. Autos are conducive to you there. Um, it can be less intimidating, I think, for a new grower, sure. But at the end of the day, I don't think that photos are that hard, really, for me to teach someone who's brand new to cannabis to play with. So even though that there is this stigma, I think, out there mentally, that a lot of, newer growers go like, oh, an auto's easier. Um, it's not really like it's that much easier. Like just try a photo. Don't be scared of it. It's gonna be okay. It's not that hard. It's not really any different. And at the end of the day, you know, we can get you there. Don't be scared of it. It's going to be okay. I mean, I won't lie to you. Some autos are fun. Like, I find them interesting looking little things, I mean, and yes, I know there's some big autos out there now too, but like back in the day, there were always these tiny, cute little things, which is, a big part of the ruderalis species being there, right? But I mean, they're definitely nifty looking little things. I definitely find them funny little things. Dude, sounds awesome, Greens, and 373 steel. Sounds sexy, buddy. Well, yeah, well, low rider number one, low rider number two, fast rider. I'm trying to remember a couple of the other notable ones. He did a few more back in the hood days in the first number of years. Lowrider number one was kind of the initial premise, though. Like Lowrider number two, I will give it that. Lowrider number two, when it came out, definitely had a vastly greater amount of both size, potency. Like there was some definite improvements made between Lowrider number one and Lowrider number two from a breeding standpoint. And where I don't like autos, I would be super on board to have some OG Lowrider one or two just to grow for fun in historical homage to the joint jock Dargan. And because as much as I may not like autos, I respect the fuck out of where they came from and how they came to market and the people behind it, right? So from a historical standpoint, I find it very fun. like, uh, JB Porter says nature. Enrique Hernandez says I have $200 LED light and some mystery seeds. Should I sprout? I say, hey, Enrique Hernandez, I say go for it, yo. If you got a light, you got some dirt, you got some seeds, and you got a place to do it, I am always gonna say, I would say, play away. Get ready to play with those weed titties, man. Get it ready to rock, party rocking. Oh yeah, like random bag seed sometimes has been the most fire shit I've ever grown. Like you never know what you're gonna get. You know what I'm saying? Like, right? Me too, Mikey. That's exactly how I feel, buddy. Well, there you go, right? And that's the thing, Cody. We were talking a lot in the last live stream too about just sort of how tough the marijuana plant is, right? And like a lot of newer growers are like, dude, I locked this thing in a dark room for 3 months. I came back, it has new growth. Like there was nothing really there. I was like, I know, right? Where there is a will, there is a way. Marijuana, and especially on a stable, strong genetic, is just such a beautifully resilient plant. I mean, it's just astonishing, right? It's pretty cool. Diatomaceous earth and would not really have an effect in terms of if you're talking about powdery mildew on young seedlings. I wouldn't say that it would do anything to it. It doesn't kind of really do anything for that one. Um, yeah, because like I mean, it's basically just silica, so it's like I don't think that would do anything to it. But great for pests though, and silica needs. Uh, Jamie Porter, that is not true. The original OG Kush came from a naturally occurring land race up in the Hindu Kush Mountains. The cutting was brought down to sea level. It was a sativa. up there, okay? Came down, was then grown out, and at sea level, it became an indica. It completely structurally changed. The flower, everything changed. When it went from high up in the Hindu Kush Mountains and down to sea level, it completely changed and went kind of indica seeming, even though genetically still speaking, it would actually come from that sativa origin, but that pressure change somehow just completely freaked it out and it became that way. OG stands for ocean grown. That's referencing the origin, true origin story of OG Kush. And that is just the truth. But so no, OG Kush didn't come from a bag seed. It didn't come from some random guy who said he made it. No, it was a naturally occurring land race that was up in the Hindu Kush Mountains, and when brought down to sea level, well, shit got real. And that is the true story of OG Kush, my friends. Not everything, Red Eye. I don't know every bit of marijuana history, but I do know some things, and certain strains at least. The quote-unquote lore of cannabis, especially when it comes to cushy things, is and old school stuff is something I'm really into. Sadly, in this day and age, there's so many different stories out there. Actually, there's a great book out there. If any of you want to read a book at home, which is one of the most formative books for me as a young guy back in the hood days, and it's called West Coast Smoke. It's basically a historical piece about BC pot, basically a bit about the Canadian pot industry in general, but talk about sort of the old school days of BC bud, and it goes into some history pieces and some other stuff. It's not a huge book, super easy read. I first read that maybe when I was like 14, I'm thinking, and it was an amazing, brilliant book to read. So check it out. I may have been a little older than 14, but I thought maybe 14, 15, 16 maybe. But I'm trying. When did I actually first buy the book? I can't remember. But check it out. I'm pretty sure you could still find it at least on the internet. I bought my new copy of it just for nostalgia's sake, because I'd lost my original copy for like I think 5 cents on the internet. I had to pay the shipping, but it was like 5 cents for the book. And then I think Kane bought one, and his was like 35 cents. So some of the most like influencing things that I read as a younger grower aren't worth shit now. But you should read it. It's a great book. Check it out, man. It's a really, really, really good book. And it's sexy. One second here, everybody. Isaac Kendrick, I kind of switch up beers, cans, bottles. I switch up the beer I drink sometimes too. But yeah, simply put, bottles I've always preferred, technically. I've just been buying a lot of cans recently, and then the store ran out of cans, and fuck it. So I just switched back to bottles, and now I kind of like the bottles again. Technically speaking, they say the aluminum cans aren't great for me, right? So probably not a bad thing to switch back onto the bottle, you know what I'm saying? Sorry everybody, live stream during live stream. I'll be right back in a moment. I'm assuming you can all still hear me, because I have a fairly booming voice. All right. Woo! I feel so much lighter. Dun dun dun. And we're back. Don't judge me, Wild Bill. Yes, is it true that I regularly smoke and drink the local stores out of what I like? Yes. It's actually quite a regular experience. But it's like, what else, man, It's not like I live in some big town or city. It's like, it's not that hard to, like, drink a local community out of a certain couple types of liquor regularly. That's a thing. Yeah, 3% solution on the hydrogen peroxide, guys, with the parts of 1 to 4. That's 1 part 3% solution of hydrogen peroxide or H2O2, okay? And then 4 parts water. It'll be good to go. Right? There we go, Eugene told him. It happens, Carolyn Greenwood. Now, did the seeds come out mature? Because this is a thing where we're going to be able to know if it hermied actually as late as you think it did. Because if it hermied that late, it would not have been able to produce proper seed at any sense. So if you found some big, hard, dark seeds, my friend, on that one, it would have been knocked up much earlier. Because it takes time for a seed to mature properly. What's up, Clay S? How you doing, buddy? Smell, taste, aesthetic, ganjanati old mama, and then research and compare and contrast often, really. Sounds good, country at heart, Finley. Me too, buddy, but we'll talk soon, baby. I hope you and the family are doing well. I hope everything that we were talking about last time that you've been struggling with shit is getting better. Fuck that bitch, you know what I'm saying? And I hope you're doing all right, and we'll talk soon, all right, buddy? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning into the show, man. Hell yeah, JC Smith. I agree, my friend. DJ Drew 24V. That can be situationally dependent on, a number of factors. But for me personally, they bounce back within 24 to 72 hours, typically. An average, let's say 2 to 5 days for a normal person. That would be my suggestion on that one. Cheers to you, Bro Grows. Thank you, Maggie. Hell yeah, Carolyn Greenwood. So I think it maybe got knocked up early on. But that's all right. And I mean, hey, if the seeds that it doth sprout have been good to you, I say that's awesome. Woohoo! And that makes me happy. What's up, Isaac Johnson? What's up, Isaac Kendrick? Is Canadian beer any good? It's better than American beer. Would I say that we have the history of like Europe, Belgium, Germany, Ireland, Scotland, other places for making beer? Well, no. But we're a newer country. I would say that in terms of craft beer, we've definitely got some really interesting things in Canada. Some of them are really quite good. Many of them I find vile. But that's me, and I'm a boring curmudgeon, maybe. But at the end of the day, we've got some decent shit. We do some pretty good whiskey, man. You know what I'm saying? We make some good moonshine, too. But yeah. So at the end of the day, I guess we're all right. It's not like we're Europe and we don't have the history of it, and we're just kind of figuring some things out. But, our beer's better than American beer. No offense, America. It's true, though. I'm pretty sure some of you have come up to Canada once or twice before and gotten drunk and be like, whoa, man, this is different. And be like, I know, one, you pay too much for it. But two, right? Yeah. Dude, Moosehead's a Canadian classic, especially when it comes to sort of like being abroad. Like a lot of Canadian pubs in foreign countries have Moosehead, which I find quite funny. Aha! The redneck skin. Canadian Budweiser is made by a Canadian company called Labatt's, not an American company. Canadian made. This is made, brewed in Canada. It does taste a little different in my humble 2 cents than American Budweiser. Because I'm drinking both. Where was the brewery? It says brewed in Canada. But where in Canada, dude? All right. Yeah, Labatt, I knew that. But where? Okay, so we brew Budweiser, for example, in London, Creston, Edmonton, Montreal, Halifax, and St. John's, Canada. According to my beer bottle, that's where we brew Budweiser. All these places, though, are in Canada. And it does taste different. Like Canadian versions of American beer are different than yours. It's just a true story. That's weird, Cody Mirawanko. I don't understand how that would work. No, it's all good. The redneck skin, man. It's cool. I'm just saying, like, just so you know. Yeah, like it was funny because there was a bunch of times because I used to drink a lot of PBR in the channel if everyone remembers that, and there was like a huge PBR shortage down in the States, but we didn't have a shortage. Well, Carolyn Greenwood, I feel you. That's why I drink things like Budweiser, though. It's made out of rice, um, vastly less calories, and if I eat less pizza and greasy crap, then I can definitely still drink. But I come from a long line of beer drinkers. I mean, so my body is built for this. I mean, it's just what we do. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. I'm playing catch up here. But it is true, Cody Marijuana Cole. Maybe it's the specific type of hops they use. Who knows? Like, I mean, everybody's biochemical palate, shall we say, is a little different. So certain things react to this all a little differently. Like certain strains do certain things to some people, while other people, when they smoke that strain, completely different. Well, there you go, Jason. Hey yo. Yeah, coffee growers. My super soil that I ever first made back in the hood days, and I'm assuming that's what you're all talking about. I could be wrong. Was from Subcool's article released in a High Times magazine, and a lot of my experiments over the years with super soil have been based off that initial work. Right? That's don't fix it if it ain't broke. Just go fuck with it. Yeah, I know, but we shouldn't get mad at someone if they want to use Miracle Grow. One should use Miracle Grow. It is typically a colloquial faux pas in the weed world. Why? One, there's a lot of real slow release newts and that shit. Two, shitload of salt. Three, yeah, they're owned by the devil, right? Like they're all like, we're on a mission to patent and own all cannabis. Fuck all of you. We're gonna take all of you. We're gonna do whatever we want. So. There's reasons why colloquially we frown upon Miracle Grow, and it's not just because it's shit at growing. But I mean, at the end of the day, I know it's cheap, I know it's readily available. But if you're a newer grower, please don't use the Miracle Grow, okay? There's better ways. There's better ways that are also affordable to rock and roll your weed titties. All right. Hey man, I love me, Julio from Denver. I'm all about that HP Pro Mix. That's my happy place. Go HP Pro Max. Ooh, I won't lie to you. I've had some Larry OGs that I actually didn't mind. There's been some good phenos I've seen over the years of that Larry, so some of that's pretty good. Yeah, ours is 5% too. We have a lot of stronger beer too. One of my favorite strong beers that I tried from abroad was Scottish beer. I'm trying to remember what it was. Was it 13%, 14%, 16%? Something stupid. Or maybe it was 14. I could be wrong. We got to check it out. But it was called Tough Old Bastard, I think, from Scotland. Oh, it was great. There was a brew, or small batch brew, the Granville Island Brewing Company here in Vancouver did for a few years. And every once in a while, they would release this beer called Shiploads of Hops. It was 9.6% alcohol and had an IBU of 90. So it was crazy. It was so hoppy and had a couple of different hops into it. And it was a double IPA, I believe. Fuck, that stuff was medicinal, I'll tell you. Those hops in that beer, man. You know what I'm saying? Combined with that high alcohol. Woo! You start drink a few of those, things get funky. Yeah, no, Mikey, she was a mistress, I tell you. I was a big fan. I used to be a big IPA drinker. I typically steer away from super hoppy beers now. There is a lot of estrogen in hops, everyone. So for the male pot squashes, it's not great for our health to drink a shitload of super hoppy crap. They don't really know what causes testicular cancer, but One of the theories is an elevated estrogen level can interact with the androgynous testosterone producing tissues of your testicle, which is what creates the genetic fragment that then replicates and becomes the tumor. I drank Fat Tug and shiploads of hops and beers like it religiously. So things that were anywhere from like a 65 IBU to 90 IBU. And I did that religiously daily for about 3 years. And then, well, Larry the Ball tumor showed up. So uh, we'll never know what caused it really. But I have a big theory that it had to do with the amount of hops I was consuming on a daily basis, especially given you know, there ain't much of an IBU to this piece of shit, right? But if you compare that to drinking the same amount, if not even more, than I drink now, but with like a super, super high IBU, kind of makes sense. A Bitburger Pilsner. Deutschland's Bitburger Pilsner. I know that one. It's good. One second, everybody. I'm just playing catch up. Whoop. Scroll up. I'm just reading here, everybody. 2 seconds. That's funny, Jason Houlihan. Well, maybe they and I can come up with a deal to work together on that one, maybe. Yeah, we started the show a little bit late, stagger. We started the show at 4 for me today just because, we went and viewed that one property and had someone viewing our place. So I didn't get on it until about, you know, 4 or so. Colin McSkeeney. The Scottish beer may have been Skull Crusher. Greetings from Scotland. Hell yeah. I mean, the actual bottle did have a label on it that said tough old bastard. You ever heard of that one? I'm assuming you're from Scotland potentially. Have you ever had that one? But I liked it. Fuck, I liked it. It was expensive. It was like $10 a bottle at the bar, but fuck, it was good. Natural ice. That sounds oddly familiar, but I actually don't know what we're talking about. What's up, Big Daddy? Good to see you, buddy. Strawberry field, asthma, blood, meal, bone meal, worm cast, human. Oh, it's moving so fast. See, and they say that's not a good thing now, Conchinata, your mama. I know that Guinness, and this is a fun historical fact too. Guinness used to be given as an iron supplement during pregnancy to pregnant women. It was a common practice. Probably not the best idea. We found out later. But shit happens, right? What's up, Zach Baker? How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Oh, dude, Cordy Marijuana Co. It's scary expensive to drink in Canada, especially in British Columbia. Uncle Potsquatch lives in pretty much the most expensive place in all of Canada to live. So like a typical 2-4, like to go buy 24 bottles of Bud or 24 cans of Bud is going to cost me, depending on where I'm at, anywhere from 45 to $60. Just going to the store to buy that. Going out to a bar, I get excited if I pay for a cheap beer, $6 a pint. Like if I'm paying $6 for a 20-ounce pint, I'm fucking stoked on that. In Vancouver, even for cheap beers, typically you're gonna pay anywhere from eight or nine, $10, especially if you're at a foo-foo-doo place. So it's like it's very easy for me to go out into a bar and run up hundreds of dollars on the bill very quickly. But it's expensive. 7.99. Well, we live in different worlds, man. But yeah, like here, I'm paying 45 to $60 a two for. And yeah. Like my pack of darts here in Canada, they cost about anywhere from the ones I smoke, 14 to $17, depending where I buy them. That's all right. Thank you, Mikey. For those of you who are new here, the first link from like the Safer Ride Squatch is where you're going to find your very own Squatch lighting systems. That's right. And then if you also check out the second link that Mike has shared there, that is actually where you're going to find our CBD line. That's right. We've got tinctures out now and gummies coming to you very soon. Okay, yes, I get it, America. You guys have way cheaper beer. Like, I was talking to people in Texas, and they're like, fuck, Uncle Potsquatch, you know what we pay for 2 for at like Walmart or somewhere? And I was like, well, one, I can't buy beer at a Walmart. Not a thing for Uncle Potsquatch. But two, they're like, yeah, it's like 15, 16 bucks. I was like, shit. I do, Zach Baker. Basically, in terms of premium top flour, about 6 pounds of what I decided to keep in trim and keep there. And then a shit ton of smalls and trim. Like I put a lot of stuff into a lot of stuff a lot of people would necessarily even trim. They'd be like, no, I'm trimming that. And for me, it's like, no, that's cool. Like you can trim that. But like for me personally, I'm just gonna fucking make it into dabs or oils or something like that, right? So. 1 second here. What the hell is the entry pay rate in Canada for a job? Well, entry and minimum wage are two different things. Minimum wage is a little bit different in each province. We actually have, I think, the lowest or one of the lowest minimum wages in all of Canada, the most expensive province to live. Not really a smart decision on that province's part, really. What's minimum wage in BC now? Fuck. Maybe like 13 bucks. I think minimum wage in Ontario is 15 now. But in terms of jobs, like I mean, pay structures and pay rates are very, very varied in Canada, depending on what you're doing, right? So, yes, no, I followed in the end. Rent, Byron Hayes, depends on where you are. You got to remember, Canada is almost physically 3 times bigger than America is, but most of it's unpopulated. So at the end of the day, though, it's very, very different province to province and city to city. Vancouver is one of the most expensive places in the world to live. In Vancouver, like I've got an apartment in Vancouver that I sublet to my business partner and friend, Uncle Michael, that you all know from the channel. So I have a grandfathered in lease there. And I'm just going to keep it forever because it's super cheap compared to that. So the normal market for a 1 bedroom that's about 500 square feet like that one is, it's top floor, north facing, radiant floor heating, super all night or whatever. And I am paying right now $600 to $800 under market value. So the rent that we pay there is $1,250. So market on that place is about $1,800 to $2,200 colloquially right now for that 1 bedroom apartment in that part of Vancouver. And that's Canadian dollars. So, you'd have to convert that to American, but Jersey born 420 genetics, a stress induced female is definitely a feminized genetic. However, it does have a greater chance or proclivity to having said stressors happen again. Thank you, Zach Baker. I'm smoking the Hindu right now, Mikey Miller. Happy Grower in BC, we got wine being sold. So you can buy wine in certain grocery stores here in BC, but yeah, you can't buy like beer or anything or liquor. Cool. That's what I thought it was, Happy Grower, but I couldn't actually remember what it was. I knew that Ontario's ahead of us. I think we're at like 13 or 13 something here, maybe. Can you clone me for slave labor? I don't know. I'm pretty sure the Geneva Convention and a few other things might get upset about that one. But I mean, to be fair, I mean, there are some genetic things that could go quite well. I am the nearly indestructible idiot. If you were to create a cloned slave labor force. I mean, the Potsquatch genetics does hold some very valuable traits that might work well for you, but probably not. I don't think I could condone that kind of activity. But we could write a movie about it and be fun. Ooh, Zach Baker. Do I prefer the Hindu or the pink? The Hindu is old, and I love it from my memory. The pink was newer. I felt weird about it when it first came out. I was about like 15 or 16 when the first time I met Pit Kush. I like them both equally now. I love the pink for it's a thing from here, right? It's part of my local origins and all that. One second. I'm trying to read everything. Show you my white ash or my ass? I'm just like, what? No, I know you mean the ash. Well, we did have to, or here, I'll try to get, it is totally white though. I had to rush and do my flush a little differently than I normally do. But we still got a nice white ash going on there, guys. Girls, season that. See that? There we go. So even though I had to basically cut a week off my flush and hit it extra hard and go crazy for a couple days, I managed to pull it off. Oh, yeah. Hello. Sometimes you know how to make it sexy. Sometimes you make mistakes. But today, that run, we pulled it off good enough. She ain't perfect. It was early pick. I prefer later pick. But, yeah, it is what it is. Well, Stevie, first, I mean, I need to know a little bit more about the setup and about where and how you're going about things. We don't need to tell me where. I mean, by where, I mean more like indoor, outdoor, small room, big room. Because there's a bunch of different sort of general techniques I would approach those things too. All right, 1 second, everybody. I gotta find my darts. I'm just making sound like that because she's got a movie on and I don't need a copyright like infraction on YouTube. I meant to bring my smokes with me, but I didn't. Thank you for knowing what I was doing, honey. See, that's what a good woman does. She knows, like, oh, he's walked into his thing, and he's like, he doesn't want a copyright infraction, so he's going. Not
going insane.
I haven't broke him yet. We just got home. All right. Oh, well, greens and 373 steel. I watched this last crop this time. One, the main reason for me there is because we were doing all those host runos on shit, right? So there's a fuckload of sawdust, and even though I was super like anal retentive about trying to not get things in there, I was like, nah, I just really want to bud wash this just to be safe. I mean, so I just do a bud wash with first hydrogen peroxide solution, basically to like 20 gallons, roughly 1 liter, 3% solution. Whoop, to the 20 gallons, as it were. And then you go to fresh water, shake it out right hard. And it's just like, especially for outdoor, it's really great because, I mean, if you got any bugs, any of that crap, you know what I'm saying? It's all good. Well, Cody Marijuana, I'll tell you, until I met my partner, I dated some doozies. I even married one of them. You know, I have been in some crazy relationships. It was a long, arduous journey until I met Mrs. Potsquatch. But that's why I'll stay out there. Like, I'm not going to hit you with a romanticized thing if there's someone out there that's the perfect match for you. After my life, I felt that was bullshit. I was like, man, fuck that. This does not statistically add up. I've dated some crazy people. There's no way there's a perfect half of them. But then you do meet someone though who does work really well with you. I'm a lucky asshole in that regard. You know what I mean? But um, it didn't happen for a long time, and it happened when I least expected it. It really did. I know that sounds cheesy and stupid because that's what everyone says, but it's a true story. I only do it when I have to or feel the need to. I prefer not to, but only, yeah. Oh yeah, 100% Cody Mayer Quanco. Like when you bud wash even stuff from an indoor stuff, there's not really a lot of stuff. Sometimes there's some stuff, but like not too bad. But outdoor crops, you'd be shocked at some of the stuff you can find coming out of outdoor crops sometimes. I mean, I've never had a woman run me over with a car. I've been attacked in my sleep with a cast iron frying pan. That one happened. It was the morning I was leaving my first wife. I accidentally left the ticket I had bought because I got drunker and shit open on the computer. So she hit me in the head with a frying pan. I was asleep on the couch past it. And that's when I woke up realizing, yes, drunk me made a good decision. Let's go. Fuck this. 4:15 a.m. in Moscow. Holy shit. Sorry, everybody. Just checking. There we go. Yeah, it's a thing, yo. I don't even know why you got taken out, Cody, but I'm glad you're back in your new uniform, quote unquote, your new body. You came back as a new reincarnation. Yo, everybody, my friend, my close friend, Cadillac motherfucking Jack J is in the house. Everybody, this man is a walking master. Well, in general, of engines and cars, but like, I mean, man knows a Cadillac left, right. Like, I mean, it was so fucking hilarious. This one time, there was like a weird sound on my Cadillac, right? So I call Cadillac Jack. I go, yo, man, should it be sounding like this? And he's like, and he shuts his eyes for a second. He listens. He's like, dude, check the PCV valve line or whatever on the driver's side. And I check it, and it turns out that they had taped the stupid thing together. And I just looked at him over the video call, and I was like, Cadillac Jack, you crazy asshole. How the fuck did you do that? You really are Cadillac Jack. I don't even know what that means, raw power. I only understood 420 in Moscow. I'm sorry, my friend. I'm not trying to be a dick. But anyway, everyone, one second here. I'm going to finish this up. We'll pop there back into the lab. But I am really sorry. Let's take a moment. That's an important thing. Something I would like to put part of the show into. I'm sorry that we're having to break things down. I'm sorry that I'm having to not play with any experiments right now. Like, I won't lie to you. I think it's one thing that I haven't really thought about that much directly, but like I do feel like just this, like I feel like such shit that I don't have anything going for all of you and being able to show you anything. And it frustrates me personally, obviously, but it's like, I don't know. I kind of feel like it's my job to like show you all things now because like I'm trying to help and like stand with you. And it's like, oh my God, Potsquatch doesn't even have where you're going. Like, and I feel like such a dick. And I'm really sorry. But I want you to know, everybody, I'm working my ass off right so we can be able to get it going. You know what I'm saying? We'll get there. It's going to be all right, my friend. Things are looking good. It'll just take us roughly probably at least a month is my realistic guess from now. Like when can we actually start fucking around with shit again? In a perfect world, a month-ish. But that's why I'm going to try to maybe do some side experiments, I guess, or I'll try to come up with something I can do. I mean, technically speaking, I could, we could do a bunch of videos on how to build shit for shit. Just don't use them. All right, here. No, I feel you, DJ True. Thank you, buddy. No, but at the same time, regardless, I do apologize, everybody. I should have plans going. But we're going to get there. It's going to be good. It's going to be great. It's going to rock and roll. And don't you worry. This time, we're really going to make a laboratory. Oh, yeah. True story, though. We're going to have a lot of fun. So, Mikey Miller, though, like, what does a Potsquatch Discord channel mean? Like, in what way? Maybe I'm just being old-fashioned and not following really your idea on this. Remember, I'm proud enough that I can figure out how to hashtag something. I legit learned that through this channel, what hashtags were. Oh, I could technically do that on the YouTube even. I believe, what do they call those things? I think they call them a super chat. I don't know. That one always just felt weird to me to do. You know, that's always when but I've resisted everything the whole way. But that technically, I think I could do it on there technically. But I mean, at the end of the day, I don't know. That just makes me feel strange. Oh, Grow Prodigy. Yeah, no, we're selling the house, bud. So we've broken everything down, got the place ready for market. We even had our first viewing today. Excuse me. But yes, we're moving on to a new laboratory, buying a bigger, better place. Doing some new things, my friend. Have you ever grown clones? Well, yes. Uh, if so, what should I expect? Fast growth already. Well, Julio from Denver. Well, clones in general, I mean, if they're well rooted and they're a happy genetic, I mean, they're gonna do great. They're gonna see some beautiful things. Why do I like clones? Well, clones are a way for genetic consistency. If you want to have a nice even bag filled with the same proper thing or jar, right? You want consistency in your flower. You want to have that. Every bud has that experience in it. Then we clone from the same genetic source. That's how we do it. It's a good thing. Well, that's the thing, Girl Prodigy, and I was pretty excited about this place as much as I own it. I'm glad that we didn't do anything too crazy to it here. Just sort of, we improved things and renovated stuff, but sort of just made it sort of swanky. Um, it's put us in a really good position to potentially be able to flip this and actually get kind of another place. So, in the end, in the fifth, maybe eighth hour of Christmas time, we sort of started having this plan forward, and we kind of been working towards that now. So, at least it's a way forward, man. Hey, thank you, Grow Prodigy. It's been a stressful month, my friend, but we're working towards it. It'll be a good time, my friend. Sounds good, Jersey born 420 Roman genetics, man. Much love and keep it sexy, yo. May your wee titty chores go well. All right. But yeah, no, it's gonna be good. It's weird doing the show without plants. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's been an adjustment for me. Um, I literally only have myself now. I can't even make the plants talk or do anything weird. But at the end of the day, I'm pretty excited because I really do believe that we're going to be able to take sort of the channel and our brand and our content to a whole new level with what we're going to be able to do and what we're going to do. And I'm pretty excited to share all of it with you and kind of sort of take these big, exciting, fun, steps and go for it. You know what I'm saying? So rock and roll. That's right. The room echoes my voice almost now. It was funny. I was doing some weird voices in here the other day before the show, just playing around. I was like, what mood am I in today? And I actually got the cast iron fireplace there to reverberate. It was fun. Oh, it was a job, my friend, Grow Prodigy. It was rough, and we had to do it under the gun. But it's all right in here. I just prefer it when it's a jungle, Irish. I prefer it when it's a jungle, But yeah, I don't know. I almost feel like I don't have as many things to talk about right now, unless people ask questions, and I feel like I'm like, oh man, I'm struggling here. Like for some weird reason, when I'm just hanging out with weed plants, it's easier to talk about weed. Yeah, it is weird, right, Cody? No, this is where it was. Oh, of course we can. So we don't have the new house we found yet, Grow Prodigy. There was a perfect house. I even put an offer on it, but they removed their conditions at the 11th hour, like literally the last 30 minutes, and they pulled it off. So I lost the house, and then I saw what the people who sold the house for. And I was like, man, I would have paid you $20,000 more, man. Like my offer was 20 grand more. Like fuck, and that place would have been perfect. So that place I was looking at was 2,250 square feet. It was a nice big house, unfinished basement. The lot size was like 9,000 square feet. It was fucking sexy. Perfect place to build a facility in the back. But it wasn't meant to be. So, we're looking. We're still in the market there. The current place here at the house in general is 1,488 square feet. I would probably peg realistically the den, which is kind of functioned as my office, and then here's the grow space, would be about 400-ish square feet, maybe a little less than that or so. So really, in here, what would that be? I gotta do some math now. Sorry, everybody. I'm doing a rough guess on how wide this room is. Okay, so it's about 12 or 13 feet, maybe. But oh fuck, how deep's that? Sorry, everybody. I'm trying to figure out how deep the actual space was. My foot's actually roughly the exact foot, but fuck, this is stupid. I'm not gonna do this on the live stream, am I? All right, so 1, 2. No, I'm not actually gonna do that. But I don't know, man. I don't want to get the number wrong, and I'm not great at guessing it. I kind of want to run it, but this is the space. If this helps, I'm sitting in the chair. We can roll it. There's enough space to easily roll and play in the room in a chair. I don't know, but we were never able to properly utilize the space in here. To be honest, because we didn't change anything, right? So that's where at the new place, we're going to be maximizing space on stuff. So realistically, we kind of had the one section through here, as we all remember, right? And then for the last room, we had that in the back there. But the stands we had to hold shit up, right? Their footprint was so huge on these floors. It took up so much space that, realistically speaking, it was just dumb. It was a way forward. It's a way that we made work, but it's time for the new lab to make it cooler and sexier and better, I guess. Mikey Miller, if you could save one kind of strain for the next civilization on Earth after we are gone, what would it be? Whew. Oh, well, obviously something that's existed. I won't pick one of my own because that's vain. Okay. Ooh. A true old school hash plant, like a true hash plant. That's what I would pick. A true fucking hash plant. I think. At least that's my answer today. Thank you, Mikey. It's potentially there, Grow Prodigy. I mean, my main thing is I mean, like the first house that we didn't get. One of the things I got excited about was an unfinished basement. Then the second place we looked at that we didn't get also had an unfinished basement. In BC, most things are kind of more manufactured homes everywhere, it turns out. Unless you're in the super expensive parts of cities. When you're in the budget that we're in, like most things that pop up are sort of these more manufactured things. I would really like to buy a house with a basement. Big fan of basements. So that's kind of like an unfinished basement's perfect to build in, and we could build some rooms and split it up and like do that. How hard is it snowing, Mikey? Whoop. Totally like swiping over the camera. Sorry, everybody. Hey man, it's all about how our relationships develop, right, Coffee? One second here, everybody. I'm playing catch up. There we go. What's up, Texas Squatch? Well, anyway, everybody, I'm not gonna lie to you. Uncle Potsquatch is a little tired. It's been a long day. Um, and a very, very draining month and a bit for me, to be completely honest. And so, everybody, uh, I wish we could just all sit and hang, but I feel like a dingleness when my brain starts to get a little slow. And so, at the end of the day, I'll see you soon. All right. Tomorrow, we will release at least what little random footage we shot of the place. And when you see it, there's no way that I could actually do it. I didn't shoot in the house because it was just like, oh, it's so no. Like, and if I was shooting for the video, but like I did shoot some random videos. So most of you, like, it'll be like in most of the video clips, because there was this weird guy who owned it, like staring at me the whole time I was doing it. He's like, oh, what kind of workshop are you wanting to build and shit? And I was like, he's like, oh, do you do woodworking or metalworking? And I was like, well, sometimes I tinker with that or I tinker with this, you know. And it's my company. I'm a tinkerer. I tinker. Yeah, and so yeah, but anyway, in the video clips that I shot, it's like I'm talking to builder buddies. Yeah, we could do this, right? I'm trying to sound super positive, but it's like you'll watch the video and you'll be like, "No way, bud, that's so dumb." Potsquatch, no, don't buy it, don't do it. And it was kind of that moment, but we'll still release the video. We shot it for you. I did a hyperlapse of a big part of the drive out to where it was, so. Will we use all of it? Probably not, but maybe. I don't know. But I'll release that for everyone tomorrow. You can check that out. But keep it real, keep it sexy, keep it bot squash. Yes, that's right. I actually am balding. Peace and love, my friend. I will talk to you soon. And remember, the true grower is a forever student. The true grower is not afraid to take risks. The true grower makes educated, stupid decisions. Show a little bit of compassion to yourself. Show a little bit to those around you. Don't be an asshole, be an asshole. We're all in this together. Keep it real. Anyway, word to your mother. Peace the fuck out. Bye.